Hey guys, welcome to the IT Goan channel, and here we are talking about what's trending, what's happening, and what really matters. I want to talk about particularly an incident that happened in the Indian subcontinent where a young doctor was raped and murdered, and it is a really, really sad thing that is going on out there. And I pray for the family, and I pray that all those who are convicted are caught, criminalized, and sentenced. However, I want to discuss what is happening as a post event of this incident, where a lot of people are talking in social media, they are talking in press, they are talking in blogs, and so on, that it is the men's fault and we need to create more laws to protect the women. Yes, I do agree we need to protect and empower our women. But at the same time, we also need to understand that we should not just objectify that this is a men versus women, or I could say that this is a women problem and it could be a men issue and men are victimized. It could go on and on in either direction. But we fail to look at the real source of the problem. We fail to look at society in general. We fail to look at our culture. We fail to look at leaders who are both men and women who will focus more on criminalization, penalization, but not empowering prevention. We don't look at teaching our kids to be more open about relationships and sexual questions. We say they are taboo. We should not talk about them. So when these kids, men or boy or girls or men and women, when they grow up, what do they carry with them? An experience of a societal culture which objectifies women, which makes men to be more stronger, or we carry a religious pattern, how they treat women or how they treat men, or we carry our leadership that doesn't bother on these topics. They don't bother about education. They don't bother about anything that truly matters. So here I'm not here to discuss about men versus women or women versus men. That opens a whole new can of worms. But I want to talk about what is the real source of this issue. How to prevent it in the future. Why don't we reinvent certain aspects from now on rather than carrying forward parts of our culture which contributes to this? We carry parts of our faith or religion which contributes to this. We carry parts of acceptance when we don't agree, but we still have to agree, where child marriages still happen today. We talk about kids being forced into marriages at a very, very young age and not really understand their own bodies. There are growing issues behind every criminal incident which has a backing of a bigger picture. I believe in focusing on empowering our people, empowering our children, so that these things don't happen. We may say, okay, we need to learn self-defense. Yes, you do need to learn self-defense. But what you do know is, and need to learn, is also understanding of these situations. How to deal with it at a younger age. How to challenge when society forces it upon you. They say, teach your boys how to deal with girls. Yes, indeed. But we should also teach the girls how to deal with boys. It is a mutual growth. It's a mutual evolution. Both have to empower each other. Just by keeping them away because society demands it, confuses them when they all come together. Laws, whether it's education, whether it's people, whether it's community, when they all come together, it's a mind-blowing challenge. So when you go out now, raising your hands in activism, saying down with the men, and the men will counter and say down with the women, we are not going to reach anywhere. What we need to do is work with our leaders. What we need to do is give suggestions for a better society. We have to correct elements in our culture and be the first step to do that. It's not going to be easy. Nobody's going to agree to change anything that helps them dominate, whether it's a group, a cult, culture, whatever you want to call it. Nobody's going to agree. But that is where our battle is. Instead of just focusing on making criminal laws, we have to focus on changing the direction how men looks at women and women looks at men, where there is no victimization of each sexes or genders or whatever you want to call it. We focus more on building a better society. And I feel that is what matters.